Hi everyone, welcome to the Divorcee Diaries YouTube channel. I'm Jacqueline Belle and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm an educator, a YouTuber, blogger, and I talk about the various opportunities that come your way after divorce and the opportunities and the ways to heal in the process from the perspective of one divorcee. Today, we're going to talk about what to do with the ring. And honestly, everything else that's a tangible reminder or a tangible example of what it was like back when you were married or on your wedding day or whatever it is that kind of holds you back or reminds you of that time. And I'll talk a little bit about the 3 things that I felt helped me the most in my healing and in moving forward with my life, and also the ways that I monetized from it. So let's get into it. So the first tangible item that I will talk to all of you about is pictures. Any picture. Specifically, if you were married, particular to your wedding day. So for your wedding day pictures, you know, they're great, they're beautiful, right? They're wonderful, but for those tangible pictures, what I recommend is actually just getting rid of them. You know, and maybe it's too much for you to do. Maybe it's just like it hurts so much at that moment in time, but that's okay. You can get rid of them at your pace when you feel most ready. But at that point, when you're like, I'm ready to move forward from this, I'm ready to move on from this, what you can do is get rid of them, whether it's tossing them or, like for me, my mother-in-law really wanted to keep a lot of the pictures, so she does have those, and that's fine because she created a whole beautiful book on them that she took a lot of effort into making, so she has that. And other than that, pictures on social media, even though it's not as tangible, pictures on social media, and even the physical pictures that I had for my wedding day, I got rid of those. And actually, to be honest, I couldn't do it myself because I actually did it while I was moving out. So right after my husband and I decided that we were going to get a divorce, my girlfriends came in and my sister came in to help me move out of my house. And one of my best friends had the task of getting rid of every single picture from my wedding, and honestly just from the relationship in general. That was a tangible picture that I had, and toss it for me because I just knew that I wanted to heal, and I wanted to heal right away. And I knew that looking at those pictures would bring about a lot of torment. So she helped me get rid of those. But I will say, especially on the wedding day and some select pictures that I do still have around in electronic format. So they're in a drive. Because the wedding was a beautiful wedding, I was surrounded by friends and family, and I also looked pretty damn good. So I wanted to keep those pictures, you know, just for myself. That for me, and even today, I realize for me that is something that I really cherish and I really look at and I get happy about. Again, this is also something that is tied to one of my other blog posts that I mentioned in my late cousin's passing, and really having an appreciation for that day. And I'm so glad that I kept those pictures as well. Not all the pictures, right? I really just kept pictures of myself, my family, and a select few others. But my opinion, get rid of the pictures when you are ready, and when that time comes, I feel like you'll feel a lot lighter and a lot happier. Item number 2, your wedding dress. Now, I know for some people that have been married, perhaps the wedding dress wasn't that important or significant to them, or perhaps you already got rid of it. I know some people, as soon as they get married and the wedding dress is there, you're thinking, oh, I'm not gonna use it again, right? And you're really not. So I did keep my wedding dress actually after I got married, but once I got divorced, I was kind of like, what am I gonna do with this wedding dress? And it was about 2.5 years old at that point. So what I tried to do was, you know, get it sold through consignment. Tip here, that actually didn't work out because wedding dresses are all in season and they're all during a particular time in fashion. And 2.5 years later, even though it's a beautiful dress, as you can see, it's a beautiful dress, it was not in style anymore. So I did not have an option for consignment to provide it as an opportunity to get it sold during that route. So what I did instead was go online, and I did a bit of research on various website platforms to sell my wedding dress, and I decided to stick with Still White. So stillwhite.com. You'll find the website in the show notes below. But Still White was actually very easy and affordable. It was a flat, I believe it was a $20 fee just to get it listed. And then if you want to get it continuously listed or at the top of like searching, you add a little bit more money. It's smaller, incremental, depends on how much you want to put in. And I will say I started probably, I think, trying to sell my dress maybe at like $500. I ended up having to go down and selling it at $399. And that was fine with me. Honestly, I was able to make a profit of it. Of course, I believe I bought my dress maybe for about $1,600. So it wasn't the greatest amount of money back, but I did get money back from it, and it was possible to sell my dress. So if you're looking for an opportunity or an outlet to sell your dress, I highly recommend Still White. So I also had another friend that repurposed the ring that they had because the ring also had jewels that were specific to their family. So there are different ways to repurpose your ring, which is great if that's something that you want to do. For me, I did think about that, but then I realized that I'm really holding on to something that doesn't serve me anymore, and I can always get a nicer, newer ring. And perhaps by that time, if ever or whenever I do get married again, I can just find a different one or get a different one. So I really was able to kind of let that go. And what I ended up doing was searching a few different jewelers that bought gold and bought jewels. And some places actually, I showed them pictures of it because that's usually what happens in the email exchange, especially during COVID email exchange. It's less likely they're going to go in so freely. I emailed with them and showed pictures of the ring. Some folks said, "Oh, thank you, but no thank you. It's not really what we're looking for." I brought it in to get traded for just the gold value and not really the jewels. And that was actually very, very low. So I would say if you're a male or female, or if you just have a regular ring that's just gold or another type of metal, then you can go into a gold and silver shop and get money for it. The price for gold changes every day. So you might get one estimate on Saturday and get another estimate on Monday. It just depends. I actually wasn't getting a lot of money for my white gold ring, so I wasn't going to go that route. And then I found a fantastic jeweler actually in the Seattle area, Green Lake area specifically, and the name was Baraka. And information again is provided below, and they were very professional. They did show interest in my ring, which was a white gold pink sapphire with moissanite surrounded around it. So for those of you that are not familiar with moissanite, it is a lab-built near diamond, not quite as hard. It's a 9.5 out of 10, which is where diamonds fall as far as hardness of a gem goes. And I personally wanted that for myself because I did not want a blood diamond. That was just, or even just any particular type of diamond. I just didn't feel right about it. So for me, that was my choice, and that also made my ring very affordable. So I think my entire ring, including the engagement ring and the wedding ring, I think it was under $2,500. So it wasn't that expensive at all, which honestly for me was great. I'm a very practical person. When I did bring in the ring, in all its glory, what happened was the jeweler was able to get it cleaned, looked at it, did some tests, and was able to offer me, I believe it was about $322. So not a lot. I actually got more money for my wedding dress, but I'm just sharing that with all of you because there are different ways that you can get rid of your ring. But for me, this is something that I just needed to be at peace with and kind of leave. And having taken it to another place and getting such a low estimate, I really wanted to not only get rid of it, but also be able to do so in a way that was philanthropic in some sense, because Baraka actually provides a portion of their proceeds to schooling and other resources, other support efforts in Africa. So for me, that actually sat well with me, knowing that my money or my value of my ring and all the gems within it was going to a good cause. And even though I wasn't getting as much out of it as I wanted to, I was at peace, because honestly, I spent $0 on that ring. So that is what I would recommend to all of you. And in thinking about all those tangible items that remind you of your marriage or of your wedding, that might, bring some emotional feelings, that's okay. Everybody has their own journey in letting those things go. And honestly, like, sometimes you just forget too, right? Like, that's honestly what happened, I think, with the ring. Everything else I got rid of very quickly. With the ring, I was like, what the heck do I do with this? And it just happens, and you'll find your own time and your own place in life where you're ready to let these things go. So those are my recommendations to all of you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will try to get to them. If there's anything else that you would like to see in the future or like to see me talk about that you're wondering about, whether you are a divorcee or someone that is just going through a breakup, do let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you all so much. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you again next time, and thank you so much for watching another episode of the Divorcee Diaries. Have a good one.